do this louder.
No louder. It's good. I'm live. Oh, you doing? Already my guest.
JTISREBORN.
Yep. We're gonna talk about the two Godzilla anime movies that came out last year and this year. Because I've been wanting to do a spoiler cast for this movie for a very, very long time. And plus, this movie really needs to have it. Jesus Christ, these are so bad. Anyway, so let's get the price started. What makes you talk about first?
We'll talk about the first one that came out, Planet of the Monsters. And I did a review on this on my channel a while back. I did it like the first day it came out, and it started out like really like it was unique and kind of interesting, but then towards the end of it, I was like, oh man, where's Godzilla? But the final like 5 minutes of the movie is epic and amazing.
Yeah.
The rest of it is just like, what? It's kind of yeah, it's kind of boring. It's like it's got its issues. I still was fine with it the first time I saw it, and then I watched it a second time, and I've noticed more and more problems. Then I watched it a third time because I'm like, come on, I gotta really like this one. I'm a Godzilla fanboy, and then it just got, I accepted it more the third time. I grew to like it a bit more. It's definitely one of the weakest Godzilla related movies, but like this is designed as a trilogy. It's definitely like its own unique vision.
Yeah. Which, huh? Wait, so let me get this. But the point, maybe we try to plot for it. Okay, the plot for this movie basically is humans basically want to go to space because, well, shit, monsters have been Earth, and we don't have giant giant over to defend us like in Pacific Rim. So what did back there go to space? Aliens help us, and then that's what playing backwards. So they better make a Godzilla. It didn't work. So we humans we need to go to space.
Yeah, we go to space. Mechagodzilla and the what do they call it? The nanometal or whatever that they use.
Nanometal.
Yeah. It just, man, they tease Mechagodzilla, especially in the second movie. They don't do jack and shit.
Wait, we'll say that for later.
Okay.
After we go to space, humans making Haru, I think.
Haruo Sakaki. Oh, Sakaki.
I don't remember the kid's name. I do because don't remember the name. It's such a migraine.
Yeah, because Haruo is the only one I remember.
Yeah. We're just gonna cap down over some hot herbs there. Basically, he tried to go rogue, tried to basically blow up a shuttle because, well, his grandpa was on the set to die. Grandpa dies, which that's good for a drug opening. Goes rogue, tells the high counter that he can defeat Godzilla, and how kind of like, well, shit, we can't find any having a plan, so let's go back to Earth.
Yeah, like, let's go back to Earth after all this time. So it pretty much was useless to leave.
Yeah, you know how to plan. It's just you know how to plan. Why didn't we to get your fight Godzilla? I get your fight a monster with can I not opening call? Not recall, like opening my flashback to Earth.
Oh, the prologue.
Yeah, the prologue. We go get to anyway. We get to see one insect monster, which I don't know who that is. To tell you the truth.
Oh, that was Kamacuras. Oh, you see all the different kaiju. So you saw like Kamacuras. I think Kamibus was there.
Yeah.
Gazora. I think I saw not Kamibus. Gazora. Yeah, there was a couple ones you could see. I think Rodan may have appeared. Mothra doesn't appear if I remember. I think she's being saved for the third movie. Same with King Ghidorah. But yeah, this movie, Godzilla doesn't fight any monsters in this movie, and that's a real disappointment because like we have. Like I like to call him Grootzilla because of his design. I don't think the CGI looks the best. I mean, the figure itself looks pretty cool. If you like actually get like like an X Plus figure or a Bandai figure or whatever type of figures there are. I mean, I'm not too into I'm not a very big expert on the figures for these movies like I am like the films themselves. But like if you definitely like want something, cool. But like the figure itself looked pretty good. Like when I went to G Fest like a week and a half ago, it was pretty cool. But yeah, like and CGI just like he lost kind of a lot of his personality, and it just looks kind of awkward and weird because it's that CG anime style.
With anime style, which I don't get it. It's a weird anime style, which I get why they want to sound unique. Fine, I do sound unique, but the thing is, they'll always make it actually interesting. This animation looks, I don't know, like generic. Speaking of Godzilla, let's get to go with the Earth. Okay, so first act sets everything up in the future. The space plan failed, and they go with the Earth to try to find Godzilla. Unfortunately, 1,000 years later, the plan now becomes to give like vegetable life, sort of. I don't get it. Like the first movie started, but then it all falls apart when they try to figure out the. Like when Godzilla does show up, it's awesome, but then it gets so boring. Then you pass out.
I mean, you know what you should do instead of watching, like, it's really, I mean, I watch the movies because I'm a fan. Like, the first movie is better than the second film in the anime trilogy, but
Yeah,
you know what you should do? Do what I do. I've watched the new trailer for Godzilla King of the Monsters at least 100 times by now. So, like, that's more entertaining. Like, that trailer was amazing. It's,
epic.
it's
It
that's one
did.
of my favorite trailers of all time. But you know, I'm getting off topic. But yeah, so they come back to Earth. The Earth's kind of like this crazy thing, and I do like the concept. It is a unique concept to like have like an anime style for Godzilla. It is missing classic music.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's just techno music.
Yeah, it needed like because the composer for this movie, Takayuki Hatan or whatever. He composed music for Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla, but he also still incorporated classic Toho themes. He also did the music for 2000. And now his music's not necessarily my favorite, like in the Godzilla series. I think if we had some classic music, that definitely would have helped because I don't have a connection to this particular anime world because it's all different. It's all like, and it's not like a cool type of different. Like it just drags. Like this
Yes.
thing I feel like this whole trilogy is just padding. Like there's so much padding in
Yeah.
these two
Yes.
movies that we've seen so far.
Big of padding now. I want the English dub version. I want the Japanese version, and for the English dub version, it's actually pretty good. Not like amazing, but it's good. But I mean, besides Hollow, I like the character, but she just so like get anger and rage, which I get. He lost his parents, he lost his grandpa, he lost everything, but that wasn't. Thank God. Okay, good and fall. I get it. We could your family. Fine. I can say that revenge, but getting rid of your grandpa, that wasn't really his fault. That was more the space council or the council orders.
Yeah, it's one of the like three alien races they have. I can't remember all their names because they're the Exif and the Bilisaludo or whatever. I think the Exif is like Metphis, who's that weird dude woman thing. I don't know how to.
I thought that's what a male.
Yeah, I think it was a dude, but like I always got very uncomfortable. I always felt like Metphis was hitting on Haruo. I don't know, it was kind of strange.
Yeah, got it. Because I'm good. I assume that's they're doing one alien race. I know two alien races.
Hmm.
What is science fiction? Science fiction it could out the window, especially with this type of logic. Okay, after they get the Earth again, and they basically go to the planet, fight these weird parasite creature things. I don't get it. With the giant mechs, I will admit that might do look pretty cool. Granted, the kind of Avatar mechs for an Avatar, but you know what? I'll tell you what I can get.
Hmm.
But when they find Godzilla, they try to kick us to death. Spoiler, it failed miserably.
Oh yeah, they failed miserably the first time. And you know what the thing is too is like, but I mean we eventually do learn that this isn't the original Godzilla. In fact, like when Godzilla, the real Godzilla, it's like a Godzilla offspring in a way, and they defeat it finally. I'm just like, oh wow, why did they leave in the first place? They had all the tech to defeat him. So like it just makes it seem dumb. But then they fight like the true Godzilla, and this thing is awesome. Like when he first appears at the end of the movie, it was kind of a holy shit moment. I'm sitting like I mean, it like a lot of these characters in this anime trilogy, I can't really remember. I remember Metphis, I remember
Yeah.
Haruo, and then there's just kind of everyone else. And like I tried to form a connection with these characters, like upon rewatching, it just hasn't worked for me. And
It's
like,
so boring and generic.
yeah, they're very boring and generic characters. The only one who's memorable is Haruo. Like you have
Very
Yuko,
inspiration.
yeah, because he's just crazy and yells all the time. But like, yeah, like this one, it's just the first movie outside of the Godzilla stuff, which is great when he grows to like 300 meters tall and he just annihilates everything at the end of the movie.
How can I say you has a son? Or what? Who's that offspring? Where did what? and points her
Yeah, it's just crazy. And then you have the post credit scene where there's like some like species that would appear in the next movie. They're kind of like descendants of humans, and that sets with the next film. I
yeah,
was looking forward to the next movie, and which came out last week,
yeah.
last Wednesday. So I watched that, and then I did my review on it on my channel. But like basically, like it started out fine, like the first act, and then like as it
It
got to
all
the
falling
second act,
apart.
yeah, the second act is just so insufferable. I mean, I felt like the same problem I had with the 2014 Godzilla film. Like the first act is super strong. The second act isn't awful, but like it definitely does drag. And the third act is pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, fight monster. Well, technically, that keep like really like blue bite me because like come on, we should get more, and then we don't get to see the fight.
Yeah, like the worst part about the second movie, City on the Edge of Battle,
Wait,
is
we're gonna not mad. We should probably wait for the first movie first,
rating for the first movie.
right? Or we
Whew.
did. Is there any talk with the first movie? We think we ran out of ideas.
Uh, the first movie, if I had to give it a rating, I want to say maybe a 5 or 6. Like maybe like six is average. I'll say 5.5 out of 10.
Oh, yeah, after me and John here, as far as the first movie concerned, like I said, but the first movie I had so high for ten, but then it got just dragged and dragged to the point that I got so bored that I didn't give a damn. So my rating, hold on, please, is the 2 out of 5 stars.
2 out of 5 stars. Okay, that's not too bad.
Part of it, everything ever did so boring. I passed that. Like this movie was completely waste of time. Now watch. All right, now for the sequel. Godzilla City of I forget the name. How to do it.
City on the Edge of Battle. Here, I'll pull up the information.
Mega Godzilla. Spoiler. Mega Godzilla in this movie.
Mecha Godzilla City.
Yeah, Mega Godzilla City. Which, okay. Before we get to Mega Godzilla City, yeah, what's good to the descent of humans? Okay, so let me get this straight. These humans were paying descendants of us. Question: how? Second of all, when? Third of all, what? Well, when did this happen? I get to find it 1 pound a year, 10 pounds a year. Wait, 10 pounds a year, 1 pound a year. I forget.
Yeah, so like this species of people, they're known as the Hauta, and they're like they've just kind of evolved because I guess they're people who got left behind, and then they evolved over the course of like 20,000 years. So I mean, I can kind of buy like a different species of humans kind of changing over time and adapting to live on the planet. But like these, like I thought the first act with them was pretty interesting the way it's set up, but then we come to realize like Godzilla does nothing in this movie until the last like maybe 10 minutes of the movie.
Yep. So like the first movie, and then we get Godzilla, but then we don't get it. It's the same problem with the first movie did. Actually, this movie did something interesting. You have to mention Mothra.
Yes, Mothra is mentioned because she's basically like the goddess of this tribe, the Hauta, and then they have like, and then they arrive at Mechagodzilla City,
Which
and then I'm thinking,
secret trip one do. Okay, the secret trip one actually into Mechagodzilla and where's Mechagodzilla that fight any minute now. Any minute now. Any minute now. Where's Mechagodzilla?
he's at home washing his tights.
Yeah.
Oh man, poor Mechagodzilla. Like, I was so disappointed because I was hoping because the trailers, the posters, all of them teased we're getting Mechagodzilla. We're gonna get Godzilla fighting Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
I thought the city was gonna turn into some giant mech monster and go toe to toe with Godzilla, and he doesn't do anything. We have Galagoo, the gobbledygooper, as I like to call him, and everyone else is just like, oh, we're fusing with the nanometal, we're performing the fusion technique, and I'm just like, what am I watching at this point? It's just like,
I know. What did Mechagodzilla now? Like, why did I heard that a concept? I actually don't know we're gonna have Ohio and put the other girl with fuse into Mechagodzilla itself because you know what? Fuck it, that would be one more cool. Because you had two mechs fused together into Mechagodzilla and the city fused with them and we get Mechagodzilla powering it. Yes, it sounds stupid, but you know what? It'll be awesome.
Yeah, if they would have formed a giant Mechagodzilla out of the remains of the city, I think that would have been cool because I thought that's what they were going with. But they really just there was no reason to have Mechagodzilla at all even mentioned.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
just like,
they're doing the same plan what they did before. Like, okay, so what you can now, man, is time to the big mech with the two bitty wing mech things.
mhm.
Why? Forget that. That plan failed last time. Why do the same plan? Just do the nail, man, or shoot yourself with it, and just make it up. Problem solved. But no, they're idiots.
Yeah, I mean they fight in these little mobile Gundam suits,
Yeah,
but it's just like I'd rather have Mechagodzilla.
same. Like I love Gundam, don't get me wrong, but it's just why? You see the mangas over the poster. You see mangas over the tray. You see that mangas and we look at mangas. We said this colonel person goes rogue and tricks Haru into the nail mill. But I'm so confused with nail mill stuff.
Yeah, the ending though, the ending made me crack up though, like when Yuko is like dying in it, and then the English dub, he starts like yelling or crying, and you hear like and he makes all these weird noises as the credits
Yeah,
started. And I played it like 5 or 6 times because I couldn't stop laughing. But like I said, the Godzilla stuff in this movie, like when he turns into like super like this the equivalent of like burning Godzilla, like it's visually stunning to look at. Like I think the CGI like really pops there, and he like all the different colors, all his abilities, just wiping everything out in front of him. That stuff was cool. If you gave me that throughout the movie, I think it would have been fine. But this whole trilogy, like we didn't need two like hour and 40 minute movies of accomplishing pretty much nothing.
this movie 2 hours. No
It's,
wonder I thought it was so long.
it's an hour and 40 minutes, and only 10 of them involve Godzilla.
What?
Yeah, I
You,
mean the legendary like there's Godzilla movies where he doesn't really appear, but there's at least some. A lot of them do like set things up, and you have some more interesting plots going on. This film, it's like
Godzilla, that story, I got Godzilla and Mappa to fight each other. Yeah, so yeah, it was cheap in 1970, but that's when 1970, it was awesome.
yeah, like we had really no fights in this movie, and that's just not the only issue. It's just like I'm kind of lost with the storyline. I have to like there's pacing problems with it. There's
Yeah,
some cool techno music with Mechagodzilla when you hear, I'm like, oh, this is kind of neat, but like I would have preferred some classic Akira Ifukube score, or even some Masaru Sato, or there's some other composers like Kao Otani who did GMK's score, or there was that one girl who did the score for Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, and like the Godzilla against Mechagodzilla and Godzilla Mothra Mechagodzilla Tokyo SOS. Like just some familiar music there, which is far superior to what this guy did in the other Godzilla movies he worked on. Because he worked on this one, he worked on Godzilla 2000, and then he worked on Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. But he still incorporated those classic themes into the movies, and I feel like that's something that's been really missing in this new anime trilogy.
agreed. Like, where's this? Where's my Godzilla with this? This something looks awesome.
Yeah, you look at that poster, and
Why?
like there he is in the background. He's looming over like he's gonna do something. He's done absolutely nothing.
Like, no imminent Megazoa, no by Megazoa. It's just so numbing. It's just so, but yeah, like a city. Like,
Yeah.
give me this.
Oh,
Oh, one person. Give
yeah,
me this. Like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, come on, Classic, and that'll be awesome. Like, three-way fight.
yeah, that would have been cool. Like, but Mechagodzilla does nothing in the movie. If you would have given me a fight, I could have tolerated a lot more of this thing. But you see
Same.
how you don't have it. If you're not going to make the characters interesting enough, and you're going to really drag this pacing down, then
It's the two kaiju, like one machine, one organic, and you let them kill each other.
yeah,
Like,
I mean,
I wish Mega Show and Giant Octopus game actually kind of Mega Show with Giant Octopus when they fight. They both kill each other. It's just bullshit. Like,
yeah, the Mega Shark movies, they had like 4 or 5 of them or something. They had Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus,
with
Mega Shark versus Crocosaurus, Mega Shark versus Mecha Shark, Mega Shark versus Colossus, and it just like, how the hell is this shark still alive? It's just got
him
so
die.
awful and
He
crazy.
died in the first movie when they both two months to kill each other. Second movie I didn't watch. First movie I didn't like. I didn't want any mega shark movie. I always said the first movie. It was stupid.
Yeah, at least they fought.
You know, I would more than it's the style. The style always makes like shitty movies.
Oh man, the Asylum is just awful. I mean,
Yeah.
they made the Sharknado movies. That's just their biggest films. I
Yeah.
mean, I met the dude like from Sharknado at a con one time. Like I had a couple minute conversation. He was a cool dude. And he also was he was a Doctor Totopoulos on the Godzilla the series. So basically the Matthew Broderick character, but in animation form. So much better.
This anime, it was pretty good. But
Yeah,
anyway,
that did better, even though it was based on the '98 film. That movie, that TV series was actually pretty good. It had new monsters every week. It was a little bit more faithful to Godzilla than the film that it spawned from,
yeah,
and like you had some interesting stuff going on with it. I'll have to
that,
review that one day.
yeah, I mean, that anime is just such an anime classic. You actually fix it all the damage company off with Godzilla when you think Godzilla to Zilla. But that, I mean, give it to real Godzilla. Actually, fun fact, actually, Japan actually made a movie at the high real Godzilla in 42 seconds.
Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah, pretty funny. So
Anyway, as far as the movie concerned, you know, speaking of the city stuff, what's all actually the whole like city itself?
the city itself, it started like at first they said like the nano metal because like these people, the Hauta or whatever, they utilize the nano metal for like hunting all these various creatures that come across the planet, and then we learned that the nano metal has created this entire city around the remains of Mechagodzilla, and I'm thinking, okay, why not use this? Like the city is just kind of just like your typical like
It's a
anime city you'd see, nothing really unique about it. It's just kind of just like you'd see something like a 1980s anime or something where you just see like a mech city.
I mean, I'm go to the show.
Yeah, like Ghost in the Shell, but not as unique, visually unique or something like that. So you'd usually see that in something like this. So this definitely felt like the design of the city felt definitely like 1980s anime, like dark city type
Yeah,
deal.
like the thing I expected to see do, I've been seeing where they get the head of Mechagodzilla and they reactivate the AI, but deactivate it goes rogue, like always like any AI does. I'm like,
Hmm.
what's Mass Effect in there? And then yeah, Mechagodzilla like combined into one giant, basically giant mech, and the AI it doesn't go rogue, but they actually had the human actually let the humans pirate it, and then and how pirate Mechagodzilla with the girlfriend obviously. How both pirate Mechagodzilla use Mechagodzilla to fight Godzilla and have a fight each other. Mechagodzilla get destroyed because in that first movie, and then do that. Boom, problem solved. You
Yep.
know, and then instead we just get bullshit. Uh-huh. It's so disappointing because fucking Mechagodzilla.
Hmm. And I mean, I love Mechagodzilla. Like, I mean, if you want your Mechagodzilla fix, you can just watch Ready Player One. He does more in that movie than he does in this movie, which is
A great
cool and all. I mean, he
movie also.
fights the Iron Giant and a Mobile Suit Gundam. I mean, that's pretty. That's probably my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, epic.
Yeah, that was epic. And seeing that in the theater, I was like, holy shit, it's Mechagodzilla.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But what would you give a rating for this movie?
Oh, for the movie concerned, I'll
Hmm.
get we just got straight to the. Actually, you know what? We should probably get to the post credit scene because
Oh yeah. Post credit scene. So in the post credit scene,
because
uh,
after Godzilla destroyed Mechagodzilla City, which that's disappointing all because you throw it all just through Mechagodzilla and Mechagodzilla does jack and shit and dies.
yeah,
Wow,
the city
wonderful. Wow, but
annihilated. And in terms of the post credit scene, we review because earlier in the movie we see Metphies talking to Haruo. Metphies is that weird looking alien dude, and or I think is a dude. I don't know. But anyways, Metphies is there. He describes like the creature that destroyed their planet. I'm like, oh, it's Ghidorah. It's Ghidorah. It's Ghidorah. And then we learned, oh yeah, it was Ghidorah.
that's
So they're
cool.
definitely teasing King Ghidorah coming for like the third film in this anime trilogy, which is supposed to come out later this year in Japan because I mean, it's cool that we're getting new Godzilla content in anime. I think this trilogy will go down years from now as just kind of a unique experiment as opposed to something really good. I mean, at least they tried something different. That's one thing I appreciate about the Godzilla series. Like, I mean, it's a movie series that has over 30 films, and none of them exactly feel
On
the
a comic
same.
series.
And comic series, and TV show tie-ins, and then you have Zone Fighter, which is like Zone Fighter was like an Ultraman type show, and there was a few episodes that featured Godzilla in them. It's never been released officially,
Oh, that's
so that's
I see
yeah.
that.
I mean, I may or may not have found a way to watch it, but I mean, can't really go into too many details about it. But I may or may not have seen some clips of it online, and then Godzilla fights Gigan and stuff, and they're in like Zone Fighter, which is basically Ultraman, like the same deal. Teams up with them, and it's kind of cool. But yeah, so and
So,
the post credit scene was pretty predictable. That was going to be King Ghidorah. I think anybody who knows, like, oh, monster destroyed your planet, I'm like, oh, Ghidorah. So my hope for the third movie is we get some actual monster battles with Godzilla and Ghidorah, because next year in May we're going to get that huge ass Godzilla movie,
yeah,
and it's going to be
look
King of
for
the
more fun. That's more
Monsters.
interesting. That Digi was just so boring to the point I had giving it like we just sad. These were a good primitive bad execution.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Yeah.
just both sides, it just four big science fiction out the window and just do what you critical critic do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you brought us some good giant shit. Oh, I heard a rumor that apparently Space Godzilla would be in this movie, but no Space Godzilla.
Nope.
What? That's confusing. You brought Space Godzilla. My brain's hurting.
Yep. So what would you give a rating for this one out of 10? Because I gave the last one a 5.5.
Honestly, it's one of my rating system. I go to 5-star system, but my rating with the train wreck is a 1 out of 5 star. Not because this movie is so boring, so stupid. It makes no sense. The action, it's the same plan for the first movie, plan background. It's just the same plot. Like, I wanted to say different, something unique, something interesting with bring Mothra in this movie. Bring Mothra back. I'll be actually happy. Mothra is my favorite actually kaiju. But other than that,
Mm-hmm.
it's so boring. I don't give a damn. I don't really care about the third movie at this point. When the third movie, I'm sure of King Ghidorah, but if we follow the same plot, same trapping that the movies, I'm just gonna ban ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you mean. But for my rating, I think I'll give this one. I gave the last one a 5.5. Now I've seen like my ratings. I usually sometimes where these films go kind of middle of the road, because I've seen way more movies that made me way angrier. I've seen the worst. I've seen bottom of the barrel. I reviewed all 4 or 5 fucking Bloodsport movies. Like like
Yeah,
I've seen like
movies.
which one?
Even Hellraiser movie now, I think they're bad.
Yes, I'd rather watch this than like say Hellraiser, like
Probably
Judgment or Revelations, or the worst one, which was Hellraiser Hellseeker. I'll still say I'd still rather watch Revelations than Hellseeker. It's just like just those Hellraiser sequels are so fucking bad.
the only good Hellraiser sequel is Hellraiser 2 and Hellraiser 3. That's it.
I'd say the only ones I liked of the sequels really was Hellraiser 4. Hellraiser 2 is okay. 3 is where it really was pretty shitty.
Right,
5 is funny bad. 5 is funny bad because you have Craig Schaefer in it as this detective. It's more interesting than the other straight to video sequels, but like the rest of them just kind of go downhill. But for my rating this movie, I think I'm gonna give like maybe a 4.5 out of 10. It's one of the lowest rated Godzilla movies for me. It just none of it's really doing it for me. Like the ending stuff is cool, but like the human stuff is like that's yeah, the first act is kind of interesting where they're setting things up and I was kind of into it, but that second act really like takes a nosedive, and like the third act is like already in a nosedive, but thankfully Godzilla comes in and does some awesome stuff, and they tease King Ghidorah, and I'm really hoping this third film in this anime trilogy really redeems itself, because the thing with this too is like they built it as like, oh, we're just going to make a trilogy instead of focusing on like really making one good film. They're just like, oh, trilogy, it because that's what everything is now. It's just like we'll just do a trilogy or we'll do a shared universe.
it
I kind
doesn't. I keep saying that. Shane University can't work. These is starting to learn that from their mistakes. Fine, they're going to the Shazam, which. But okay, I still go cut them all. Cut them all the name. Damn it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
stupid legal stuff. I mean, we're getting 2 Captain Marvel movies next year, and I'm hoping both of them are really good.
And
I don't know. Part of me is afraid that they're gonna go like current Marvel comics, Captain Marvel, which everyone hates.
Civil War 2 garbage. So
Yes, that's what I'm worried. And then they got Brie Larson player who can be a good actress, but I don't know. Brie Larson, the way she is kind of in real life, kind of fits the mold of current Captain Marvel in the comics, which every Marvel fan just loves so much. I don't really read current Marvel comics too much. I read a lot of DC stuff. Like I didn't get a chance to read a lot of the other stuff.
you're in the mail.
Oh, which one was that?
Superman Destruction in Volume 2.
Oh man, Superman. That Superman Rebirth.
Yeah.
Man, I missed Tomasi. Come back, get
Yeah.
Bendis out of here.
So boring. I read the actor comment issue. It's so boring. Nothing's happening.
Okay, we're going off topic for a second here, but damn it, Bendis. Let's just because he's afraid to write John in that. Like, man, if we can just get rid of Bendis and like Dan DiDio, I think DC would thrive.
Agreed.
Agree. Like, because DiDio, like, he hates certain characters so much. He hates Wally West with a passion. He hates Dick Grayson with a passion.
Yeah,
Like,
he tried to trigger not once, but twice. Like first in Infinite Crisis, then in Forever Evil.
yeah,
Because you're the fan when he killed Dick Grayson at all.
yeah.
But you got
Dick Grayson's a proper.
a spy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's trying his hardest to get rid of him, and he likes, like, he has his like weird set of characters he likes. I don't know. It's just I feel like, and then we get this Heroes in Crisis storyline. Which why is Harley Quinn even in there? She's not a hero. She even the Teen Titans special #1, she blows a guy's head off. Like, oh yeah, complete hero. And which, speaking that kind of off topic, we're kind of getting all over the place, but like this is like turning from a Godzilla discussion to kind of a bit of everything on the air. But it's like
Godzilla, there's no idea what movie.
you know what, we'll save this conversation for another time about like some DC comics. We got to keep the focus on Godzilla for this one. But yeah, I think a 4.5 out of 10 is a good solid rating for this movie. It may that was the initial viewing, mostly because I just wasn't engaged in it really. And maybe if I give it a second watch, I'll like it more. Because some movies grow on me over time. Maybe it'll move up to a 5. But I don't know. I just wasn't really feeling this anime trilogy like I kind of hoped I would.
Yeah, same. Because I mean, this movie had so potential, but then it's squandered it way fast at the kill Mecha City. I pretty lost interest because fuck, you pretty killed one hour into the Mecha and then he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's like. This is about 5 advertising. Like, first X-Men Gold for this boy. I mean, then Batman is 50. Now this.
Yep.
What is it with this? Has been disappointments.
Yeah, and it's a shame because like they do write good stuff. Like even today's Teen Titans issue, it was a lot better than the special that they did because the special was a very divisive one. Some people loved it, some people hated it. I was very like upset at one point because of what they were doing with like Damien's character, because he should not be a killer at this point. He's gone, like Tomasi busted his ass in developing him to where he is no longer like
an assassin.
Yeah, no longer an assassin, and it's been established for years. And like now he like at first I was nervous, like, oh my god, are you just throwing 5 years of development out the window just to have him shoot and kill people again? And then we get to like the reveal that he didn't exactly kill Black Mask, he just kind of threw him in a jail cell. Damien's just like this savage warden now of his own prison.
But a brother puts Parasite, no, not Parasite, I'm putting Tom Scott, which that confused the hell. I mean, because wait, I thought Tom Scott was a foreigner. I thought he was good right now. I work for the Metro PD. Metro PD. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, I don't know. Like these issues, like continuity sometimes this is crazy, but yeah, like you got to do your review of Teen Titans 20.
Good point. I'll probably do it tomorrow because can't really over here.
Yeah, I did like the issue for the most part. I think there was some good stuff. I'm glad he's getting his own team and not really just the hand-me-downs. Although some of the characters feel like just surrogates for like the other DC characters. Like Jin feels kind of like the Raven surrogate, although like she was the most interesting of the new characters.
Awesome. I love her daughter. She's funny.
Yeah, Loa's daughter is pretty cool. She's got to go a little bit more crazy next time, so she's pretty much gonna be kind of like the Harley Quinn equivalent. And then you have Roundhouse, who was kind of was the weakest of them all. He wasn't really too funny. He just kind of like felt like surrogate Beast Boy.
Yeah.
And then Red Arrow is pretty much the second in command, which is cool because like her and Damien are pretty much they're like they're pretty much like the same person in a way,
Yeah,
just a little
except
bit different.
when the Archer, they don't have to be more.
Yeah. It was weird because what was weird in that run, because earlier when Percy was taking over, they seemed like they were setting those two up as like some sort of couple, and then they played on that a bit more in Green Arrow, and then they just kind of just threw it away, like, or maybe unless I'm missing something, they just kind of threw it out the window, which is weird. I think it would have been funny if they hooked up just for Green Arrow's reaction.
Yeah, I paid my son money for that.
Like that reaction from Ollie would be like the funniest thing in comics. Just having him freak out over it, like we've been robbed. We were robbed of that.
Yeah. John reaction it will be perfect. Yeah, they will be that's great.
Yeah, John, and at least next week Super Sons comes back.
Yeah, yay. Too bad they ran a pad and they were pregnant. Like,
Yeah,
you had to take my John out there and bring him out there and spit with evil grandpa.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh hey, here's my evil grandpa. And then I read like synopsis for Action Comics. I heard some dumb things about Bendis possibly retconning their marriage and shit. And I'm like, well, I don't think they.
I get his video on that, and I'm pissed.
I think everyone's gonna uproar if they do that because it's Bendis and it's Dideo. I don't know why Dideo has any power at DC. Why? He just sucks at his job.
Like, after 5 years with you garbage and being a failure, I thought he would have been gone by now. I thought Jeff Dunn would have to kick him with the curve and put Daniel in a corner.
I don't know. Yeah, like I mean, there's some good things about the new 52, and then there's some bad things for sure.
And features them the point that it's just talking about over here, feature issue 48. I get he laughing and they kept bound beyond. I was not happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's yeah. There's a lot of things, but next week I think like, there's that issue. I know we're going off topic from Godzilla, but it's fun to talk about everything.
Yeah,
Just goes to show you how interested we were in the enemies themselves.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like I know like next week they also have that dumb Deathstroke storyline that's just been infuriating for like a 6 month. Who's your daddy?
Andrew soon anyway. When does that?
It ends. It doesn't end. It ends in September. So thankfully it'll be done soon. And the good news about that is like there's no way they'll change anything at this point because of since the storyline takes place kind of in the past. You know what I mean? Like it would just create a slew of continuity problems and just be a mess all around. I feel like Christopher Priest should not be writing like the Bat Family
I
because I
think
don't.
he's a good writer. I think he can write a bad memory, but I think for the story itself, it's just gone way off the way. It's just gone crazy.
It's been like one of the like most. It's been a very infuriating storyline for me because I'm like, oh my god, just get this crap out of here. Because I liked a lot of his Deathstroke run. I think he's an excellent writer
Then
in a lot of situations. But like this storyline has just been terrible. I don't even know what I'm reading. It's just like, oh, it's just this element here, this thing there. Like it just feels really all over the place. There's got to be like some big reveal soon. It's like it's Batman versus Deathstroke, and I feel like they're not even at feud at all. It's just kind of just like some like, oh hey, by coincidence this happened. I'm like,
here's my business. Apparently, I should Deathstroke figure out something. So my biggest Deathstroke, I figure out it's all a setup. And
yeah,
it's all Damien being like the Deathstroke. It's all bullshit. My business is going to manipulate Natalia or manipulated by someone else.
yeah, because it wouldn't even make sense because like if since the storyline takes place kind of in the past, although they did have it kind of like set like Tim Drake and stuff. Like, because if you read Super Sons, there's that panel where Tally's just like, "What are you doing to our son, Bruce?" When she's all alone, like, why the fuck would she say that? And then just say in another issue, "Oh no, you're really my son." So like, it's got to be her manipulating. I don't know what the hell is going on in this storyline. There's never been a clear cut villain or anything. It's just kind of just been like, it feels so strung together. And the whole "Who's your daddy" storyline. You want to hear this? The only reason he thought of it was because he thought it would be funny. That's the whole reason for the storyline, because he thought it would be funny if Robin turned out to be Slade's son. I'm like, that's not a good reason to put a storyline together. It's not a good reason to just kind of like, slap in the face of Grant Morrison and what he created as a character.
You know, that sounds so stupid.
Yeah, it's just this storyline, I'll be so happy when it's done. I will literally jump up for joy. I'll read like I'll endure like a couple months of Bendis doing whatever it is just for this storyline to end, just for this dumb
uh,
Deathstroke storyline to end. Because like I can read some of his Superman stuff because it's not like the worst thing I've read.
but it's so boring. I did a reaction comment. I bought the issue coming already. I waste my money.
Yeah, I'm gonna be reading. I got to read Action Comics 1001. I picked up a couple issues today. Like I just been getting them digitally, and then I got to read Doomsday Clock. But Doomsday Clock has just been like the release that's just been so all over the place.
It's been dragging. What you said? You guys said good story. It's story good, but the point of the issue, they've been doing it. The story so much that I don't know where to go anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick them up, but like it'll be better like when we get to like the last one, I can reread the whole thing, and
Yeah,
then when it all comes out.
that's great.
But yeah, but we've been kind of getting off topic. But yeah, for Godzilla, the anime, like just skip to the Godzilla scenes. I think if you just watch the Godzilla scenes, I think you'll be satisfied. You can just skip to them on Netflix, and then I think you'll be pretty good.
Yeah, like trying to watch all the movies now. I think from the beginning to the end, it's not worth it. Here's my man. If you want to good stuff, just skip to either Godzilla kicking the robot's ass, or Godzilla really charging up for a giant atomic breath.
Yeah, his atomic breath is great. Like it's kind of like it's like a gun. It's like a laser shot. It's not like a drawn out thing, and like he has like his screeching effect that just wipes everything out. Like that ending to the first part is just like it's so epic, and then they get ready for part two, and then crash and burns.
Yep, it caused a man and no McLaren's rip off. I'm my man.
Yeah. Well, the good news is on Netflix, so I'm not like. I mean, I'll pick this up when it comes out on. They'll probably release it in a trilogy pack, so I can add it to my Godzilla collection. Because I'm gonna probably like just do a rewatch of all the movies very soon, and like probably do a re-reviews on all those and like the missing Toho films that are in the continuity.
I probably revealed the Lauren Emmerich movie of his own.
Oh yeah, because like I did something like years ago called 30 Days of Godzilla, where like for the 30 days leading up to Godzilla 2014, I reviewed all the movies, and I like, but like some of those reviews are like I want to redo them because like I some things I want to tweak a bit, just get better sound quality and stuff,
I
and
agree.
then just kind of work on that a little bit more enthusiasm in my voice, the way I articulate things, and I've figured out a better way to edit things together. I mean, I have the old scripts, so I can always just kind of pull from them and just kind of like pull them for reference. And then, I think the best one was still the 98 review that I did because I brought in like, I had like a Zilla head, like just like an
Yeah.
actual like head mask. I just smacked the shit out of it.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. But yeah. Is there anything else you want to add to the anime?
Honestly, not really. We're doing it in Tabo because I think we're talking about everything about the animes. We both of them. So, should we end it?
Yeah, I think we should end it right here. But
All
yeah,
right. I think I'm doing it because they're playing the Mons and guys City of
City on the Edge of Battle.
Annabelle. A part topic. So, anything I'm doing, stay tuned. My next discussion on maybe the burger anime that comes out, which, oh boy, that's a bit of fun trailer to
Well,
watch.
the third one could be good. We'll see. It all ends. And then Godzilla King of the Monsters
Well,
next year. Oh,
that's
yeah.
when we came to Mons and we in Africa because then we actually it was fun because the King of the Mappa and Godzilla and Rodan all kick some ass. That looked awesome. Forget the anime. Let's watch that movie.
Yeah, watch the trailer. Like, if you rewatch the trailer enough times, like, that trailer was so good. It was, it's one of the most immaculate trailers I think I've ever seen. I have, like, in shock, wonder, and awe at the whole trailer itself. Like, it's such a beautiful, beautiful trailer. It's so immaculate. It's awe-inspiring. It's magnificent. Like it was such a great trailer. I had such a great time like watching this trailer. I've watched it so many times. It's unhealthy how many times I watched this trailer because the way it's put together, it's different and unique from like current blockbuster trailers, which kind of have like some generic action music. This one uses like what was it, Claire de Lune, like this, and like does like an orchestral version of some classic like piano music, and it's fantastic. God, it's such a fantastic trailer, and I just like the sense of wonder and awe that I haven't experienced in a movie trailer in a while. So,
Yeah.
absolutely
But,
incredible.
man, I got it anyway.
Yep.
But yes. Yeah. But
Cute dog. Yep.
There you go. Expected, yes. There we go. Thank you, John. Guys, the point I wanted to say about schedule my next discussion on JTISREBORN. Where can we find you?
Yep. Thank you for having me. This was fun. It's good to always talk Godzilla. I always love talking Godzilla. I was doing this here. I was doing it on like another YouTube friend of mine, Nick Jackson. I was doing it on his channel. Got a few more there. I got some more stuff coming on my channel, but thank you so much for having me as a guest. The first time I've done like a live show like via Google Hangouts where I was invited. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. Now I know how to do it, so I can just start to do more live stuff in the future.
Yep. I'm going to join. I'm sitting on the. Oh, wait. Where can we find you?
Oh, you can find me on YouTube, youtube.com/JTISREBORN. That's JTISREBORN. So you can just find me on there.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, right.
And if you want to follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Sean, SEANJTKING. So.
Yep, and you can follow me Ted Spoiler. You can see it in the description. You can follow me pretty much well. You can follow my Google Plus and Twitter from Stories. And I don't like to prepare Patreon. You do bullshit. It's a long story. I'm enjoying it. I'm saying you mentioned on maybe like Legend Kingdom Monster, or maybe after that, maybe there's some pop culture with DC and Marvel. That's not bad, we can probably do a DC comic discussion.
We'll have to do a DC Comics discussion sometimes in the near future where we just kind of just talk about everything, because we have a lot of shit to talk about with DC. Because, like, I mean, I've been reading a lot more stuff. Like, I really, like, took a breather for a while of reading comics, and I really started at the start of Rebirth, because I didn't really read much of the New 52. I was following the animated movies and TV shows. That was kind of my knowledge. I used to read stuff, like, when I was younger. But then really within, like, at the start of Rebirth, I'm like, okay, I better start reading this. But I was so lost. I'm like, where do I start? So then I started watching Comic Historian. And, Comic Historian is very helpful when it comes to story arcs and stuff. And then I started picking stuff up, like maybe 1 or 2 series a month, like, because I was like a big Damian fan. So I would get like the stuff that he was in Teen Titans. And then I'm like, okay, I'll start branching out into Batman. I read all the Batman titles. And then Dark Knight's Metal, the craziest damn thing I've ever read.
Indeed. Like, a person Mario DC animation, like, you should remember my DC man. Like, if you want to do your DC animation, you like, do Dark Knight and do that soundtrack, because I wouldn't soundtrack. The soundtrack excellent. Like,
yes,
I'll have to check it out. Series, that'd be amazing.
Yes, so maybe in 2020, because they already got their movies lined up for next year. Like, we have Reign of the Supermen, which makes me think that we could potentially see a Super Sons movie. Although Tim Drake, since he's not in the animated universe now, and neither is John Kent, so it has me feeling that it'll probably be Damian and Connor.
Shit. Like, I so want to see John. Like give me John. John's adorable.
Well, because, like, Damian's older and John probably won't exist in this universe unless they find some way to bring it in. But I think it would be kind of interesting to see Connor and like either joining another Teen Titans movie or making like a different, unique take on the Super Sons, because they still have like different personalities for sure, and it'd be something fun to balance off each other. And then they got like a few other things. I'm just kind of bummed we got that new Justice League animated movie that they're going to do in this year. I think it's set in this universe. Like, why not just make that a third Titans movie instead?
Yeah,
they had the post credit scene with Jericho, so it's like they were setting that up.
Yeah,
but I don't know if we'll get a follow up on it, or do like comic book tie-ins like they did for Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay.
Or the Young oh wait, we are in Injustice.
Well, Batman Hush is set in the universe too.
What? Shit.
Well, no, I'm fine with it, because I'm just like, as long as they get the core of the storyline there, and I don't want like page for page, because I'll just read the book. Like, I don't need a page for page adaptation. Like, Dark Knight Returns was the only one where I'm just like, yeah, I mean, that was its own thing. But like Batman Hush, I'm just like, you know what? I'd rather have it kind of updated and kind of tweaked a bit, as long as it gets the core of the story. Like Judas Contract did that, where it was like the core of the storyline was there, like, and it was kind of adapted. Like, there's a few things, they obviously kept in that they shouldn't have probably, and there's some things that they kept out that they should have kept in. Like, obviously they didn't have Grant Wilson and that, like, the revenge aspect of it all. And obviously, like, Tara was kind of just a bitch the whole time. So So, but yeah.
And we probably went out topic, so we should write it anyway. Thing I joined because they're playing Among Us, and the Americans are giving this kind of on DC or Marvel or something later. And see
Go
ya.
go Godzilla.
And go guys. See ya. Bye.